Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is lesson 28 in the journey to find the spirits within. My name is Diann Henry. I'm here with my brother, Steve, and he is the guide along the journey of finding and, accessing, I guess we could say finding and using the spirits within. Hi, Steve. How are you?
Okay, I'm straight, but we got to go things by the book. You know that, right? Anything that's not perfect, it ain't gonna fit inside. Now, I'm showing you all of our characters are different. Everyone has got to start anything you get from nothing, from the very first step, and it's got to be built on a foundation from something from the beginning of time. Because it's got to be tied to something. Everything is tied to something. If it ain't tied to nothing, it's gonna wither away or die. And die because it won't. If the branch don't stay connected to the tree, what's gonna happen? It's gonna wither away.
Yeah.
Right, because it ain't getting no life from the tree. So from the beginning of time, it's all the first generation of people, the caveman people, they on the planet. Them people can't change in them other places. We just a newer generation, but the conservatives have kind of sent y'all backwards. And let me commend you the last time on something. Because remember, everybody's characters are different. When you open your mouth, just like when you see Britney Spears singing, their character people follow her all over the world, all her life. But she stopped singing all because they are the same character. They see things from the same side of the table. You know the little window things? The 144,000 different characters. Everyone, the people of that character, they hear you. But the people outside of that character, they can't hear you. How? If you go into where they're doing brain surgery at, and they go to talking about that stuff, you'll hear them. But how can it resonate? What can you match it with? Because anything you can't match inside what you hear, you can't see it. Right? But my community, we're in different characters, but I got to show it for the table in one character. Now, but I keep saying that, I can't show you. I got to show why in that one character with you, we in the movie, we doing it on the video. I got to show it for people coming all the way around because I see it, I'm looking at it. And what I'm doing in the thing while we going through it is showing you the whole thing. They're all right there in front of you, right? They're inside of you as I travel across these things. Don't you see them in there? All right, if I say 88 million and 14, how you gonna get around seeing it? Alligator in Florida, how you gonna get around seeing it? Facebook on the fire, how you gonna get around seeing it? You don't look for it as the things come across, you decipher them, right? Just like the computer. But if I leave alligators in Florida and you stay there, and I go to Peachtree Plaza in Atlanta, hotel, where will you be when I'm at the hotel when you stayed at the Alligator Farm?
At the Alligator Farm.
Can you see what the rest of us see who went on? Because when we leave there, we on the journey. We don't stay there. We going to Chattanooga. Where you at in Florida? You know where we at? How you gonna find? We were riding together on that place that we all in that you fell out of. Is called the gospel truth of Christ. It's the same thing inside the spirit. It's got to be tied together. Remember what he said, when the spirit of truth comes, he will take up my things and show them unto you. Do you know what that means?
No.
Well, whose words you be playing at the end of these tapes? My version of what somebody said? Or the machine, the international version, made from inside? We all see it differently. And then whose words is supposed to be? Mine or his?
His.
And in this context, they make sense. No, they fit right into the program, right? They have something to tell you that I be telling you. Do I have to point it out until this week until you see it? Okay, now he tell you alone. Now he says something about that. If you do something against your brother, and all these kind of things against your brother. Now, who's your brother?
You
We
mean from you mean from
we're inside,
when
we're
we just
inside
heard
of
it?
a house. Nope, we're inside of a house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so everybody listening to Christ, so they inside the house or outside?
Inside.
Anyone hearing these words right here, is they inside the house or outside?
Inside.
Okay, now, anyone who's stayed in Florida, went on to them other places, is they doing the will of that house? Is they
No.
brothers to the one that left?
No.
Because they outside the house.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when they come to and say, hey, your mama and your brother's outside. They say, who is it? You look at the people inside the house, right? Just like we hear whoever reading this right now. We where? Inside this house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Space where you are now, you've never been in before. This is my space inside of you. Everything there. But how can you just walk into the 12th grade and know what's going on in school? Is that possible?
Not usually.
The same thing you start with is just like the alphabet. It's the first A, B, C. That's the first thing, right?
Yeah.
Down the road, it ain't nothing no different. It's the same thing you using right now. There ain't nothing to enter in or come out. It's been changing the forms. Same alphabet, right?
Yes.
Is there another one? Anything slipped into it?
No.
The alphabet has been working different forms. You've just been climbing right through it, right?
Yes.
Can it ever end?
The alphabet do, but how you use them don't.
No. It's changing its form. Can it ever end?
Not changing the form, no.
The numbers. There are 10 numbers, there's space, and there's a punctuation. They keep changing, the same ones keep changing their form. Can it ever end?
No.
Can anything slip into it?
No.
Can anything fall out of it?
No.
Everything the same. But you see everyone, anytime any of them numbers are alphabets, anything they do, they pop up, you're right there with it, right?
Mm.
But now, does it make a difference whether you be right there with it and know it, or be right there with it and don't know it?
Yeah, it make a difference.
A whole lot of difference, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all the time, you right there with everything. But what? You know the alphabet, the vowels, now, the reading and writing and math and all that. Everything else there too. But you don't know it inside, so how you see it? By the same token, when I say the little Mars rover with the helicopter, it's inside of you. But if you don't know it, how can it be there?
Can't be.
Anything I can possibly mention, if it's inside of me and we all the same, we got the same, it's the same. We just come sit at different sides of the table. Together, we see it all. But we all see out of one window. But when you get all the windows, what you supposed to see?
Everything.
But if you don't, okay, now, when you're in the middle of the numbers, do you see what's in anything else?
No.
Anything else come up the moment you think of them, you there, right?
Yep.
Anything you hear when I say whiskey, you there, right? How you gonna avoid it? Is it possible? If you avoid it, can you be in the house?
Mm-hmm.
But Diann, if you avoid it, can you be in this house?
No.
So anytime you do something opposite of that house, like the numbers, you do something opposite of the numbers, how you gonna be inside of it?
Yeah.
All right. So if you do something opposite from this spot, can you be inside of it and do it?
No.
Okay. So anytime, if anything kept you away from this spot, whose fault is it?
Mine.
Ain't nobody there but who?
Me.
But if you had the spot, you got to use it if you don't want to.
Nope.
But if you ain't got it and you need it, big problems in front of you, right?
Yeah.
Anytime you need something you ain't got, according to the math, that's pretty rough, ain't it? If you need it and you ain't got it, can't nothing change. So what's the end result of that situation?
Not good.
It can't be good, can it? Okay, now the math don't lie, but by you, but if when you know these things, you see them inside, and you look at them, you see people, they don't know them. You ain't gonna be compelled to try to help them. And if you go all the way down, you see all the other side, and you come back, you know you can't go back into the world. See, where I am, I'm like where the dead people go when you're done something. When you ain't done nothing, you go to the graveyard, you forgotten about it. When you done your thing, your spirit goes. The spirit is what gain life. You don't gain nothing with the body. Oh, that's crazy. That's just a vehicle you're using to get through out there. But you know, the devil and his crowd, they was kicked out there. That's the first revelation thing we got on that. They was kicked out there. They can't come back in. Can't nothing out there. You can't make nothing out there. Can't nothing change. How's it gonna change? Everything out there already happened. If you know that, how can you know what's happening right now? Right now, you ain't out there. Anyone reading, how they gonna be out there? Now, if you're reading about what's out there, where are you?
You're out there.
But if you're reading about what's inside, where are you?
Inside.
So if you practice the inside, what you gonna be getting good at?
What you practice.
And if you ain't practicing the outside, what you ain't gonna be able to see.
I'm gonna need you to stop the quiz. Thank you.
No, but it's what's going outward. You and I, just you and I, it usually we having to threaten you like this. Ain't never been no fight.
But don't start now.
Hey, I got you scared.
Not a good time to start. I'm telling you. Go ahead.
But you know what? No, yeah, you see, I've been doing this a long time. It's kind of hard to get somebody where I could get them off the ground. Oh, you off the ground? You done told the story. You know, I mean, it can't. How it's gonna stop? The patient, the thing. Listen, the thing's always been there. You don't know what's there yet. Yeah. Every person on this planet, you got to find this spot. Ain't nobody there but me and it's inside of everybody. It's inside of you. It ain't outside. Everybody looking backwards. All the people now who in the cloud, the ones who can inside themselves, they can come right here. But that ain't where I am with them. You got to come. How it's gonna start? Somebody got to start from nothing. You know how hard it is to get somebody to start from nothing. Do you know how
hard it is to start from nothing?
No, you don't either.
Yeah, I do.
Can't nothing start unless it start from nothing. And they can't do it.
Again, I know how hard it is to start from nothing.
Let me show you something.
Yeah.
I'm on the inside looking out. I got my children from the jailhouse with nothing. Went to the jailhouse, said, look, you don't have nothing. That's the only time you can start. And they got a handful of beliefs and wannabes and gonna get straight this time. You can't do nothing with nothing like that. You can't start nothing by bringing something to it. How you gonna bring something to the numbers of the alphabet? It's just like everything else. Everything in its own window. You got to shoot through it, use it. It's got something you can carry with you. There are all kinds of things that you ain't never gonna need. How you gonna have them in your house? But whenever you need it, you get all the things around it that comes with it. But it's hard, because somebody got to. You can't. It ain't gonna start with nothing you already got. It ain't gonna start with none of your people you already got. And most people, they have a problem with bringing the people along with them. You can't do it. If you the one got the opportunity, they got to come with you, right? The book tells, well, we get to it in a minute. We don't do too much of that side stuff, but I usually do the things from the person that I'm using. But the book tells you in Corinthians, that if someone's inside the house and his spouse is not, it try to tell them how to manage. But it ain't, the two ways ain't never gonna mix. If anyone don't come with you when you go, you got to stay with them. So how can the two ways mix? Now, regards to what anyone has to say on the outside, if you get to the next level, if they do not come to you, you've got to come back to them, right? Or it's got to be separated, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now, but if we're on the journey trying to go to the other side, and you go to the other side, you're gonna be stupid enough to go back to them?
I guess not.
That's why the book keep telling you, if you can't leave away from them, which are the false ones, the real ones are on the inside. But the book, I've had you read the thing, we're gonna read them all. It said, if you can't leave away from your family, friends, house, cars, truck, you can't receive the doctrine, can you? How are you gonna receive, the Christ is in this spot, how are you gonna receive it and be with them? They're waiting on the one outside. But the one inside say, follow them not. They're gonna say, see here, see there, but they don't do it because it's inside of you. When you see the thing, it's in the cloud that's inside of you. That's where the numbers are. That's where the things are. You use them inside of you in a state of consciousness. Ain't no way around it. Ain't no way you can see it outside. You definitely ain't gonna see nothing from 5 minutes ago ever again. Moved around the outside. But once it comes, it's there. It don't matter where you put side the street, you put it on where it comes. It ain't gonna never come back again. How can it? The one got to come out, it's the foundation. The alphabet got to come out. How it's gonna come out again? It's the same alphabet, always working. We're using it right now. Every day you using that same alphabet, still working in the different things. All that stuff you done with it, it's already printed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like the vowels, it's left behind you. But if you're back there with it, that means you're out of sync with the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the houses, all the houses in place, they constantly moving. Everything that comes to the planet, it's going around doing what it do in this orbit. You know how I keep hitting the planes, they're already flying the same track they've been flying on the whole time. Just when you ride it, it don't just crank up for you. The cars are going in all the places cars are going, they just study going right now all over the planet. Cell phones are work, computers, everything is always doing what it's doing. And you use it, but if you stay within it, can you go to the other?
Nope.
And it'd be a terrible life going around and around the soap opera when you could just go around through all the different things and got the soap opera too, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the thing that you pass through inside of you, you can do. Whenever you stop, you can't avoid going around and around the circle. The math won't allow you to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can't see nothing else. If you don't leave that room, you can't see nothing no different in that room. But if you don't stay in there and don't stay nowhere, how many things gonna be matched? Because everything you see inside, once you match it outside, it's sealed inside of your house, right?
Mm-hmm.
What we looking like on time? You see, you got 9
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah. I was about to ask you if you wanted to share the graphic from your Facebook page.
Oh yeah. You got it ready?
I do.
Yeah. Let me talk about it in a second. Put it up there. Okay. Well, anyway, I can still talk. Okay. Here's the deal. Now, you know how some people can get on ahead of the game.
Mm-hmm.
When you get on ahead, if you catch up to this, well, you got the foundation is what we're going through. But some people is faster than others, and most of the people who come from the Facebook page in my daughter's window, I write on the back of each one of these things on Facebook to kind of ease them over to it, to turn it off into something new. Because it's starting a new step. And it's going to be in the sister's window of that graph. But anyway, It's got to start from the beginning new. But you can just go over to that Facebook page along the same dates and time and just go on forward. These things are on there. Start back at the beginning of them and go on forward, and you'll see. Because it has to, the other thing is showing those people what's happening out there in the political world. There's nothing to worry about in this world but the political world. They trick you with religious stuff. Yeah, because it already happened. You're looking backwards and they're using your power to keep you back. But you don't know who. By listening, you got to see it inside. You got to know the right thing inside and look out there and see the wrong. Simply. Anything already happened, you got to let pass away. Anything that you're going to get has got to be done liberally. You got to be free to go away from where you're at, receive something else. It can't ever change. And the religion is telling you to go back and hold on to the beginning of time. Now that's the devil. I don't care who's telling you that. You can't stay in this room and go where you've never been. If you're not there now, you can't see what you got now when you get there. Peace.
All right. Well, thank you so much. You have a good day. Stop the sharing. And there we go.
Chapter 7. Then came together unto him the Pharisees and certain of the scribes which came from Jerusalem. And when they saw some of his disciples eat bread with defiled, that is to say, with unwashen hands, they found fault. For the Pharisees and all the Jews, except they wash their hands oft, eat not, holding the tradition of the elders. And when they come from the market, except they wash, they eat not. And many other things there be, which they have received to hold, as the washing of cups and pots, brazen vessels, and of tables. Then the Pharisees and scribes asked him, Why walk not thy disciples according to the tradition of the elders, but eat bread with unwashen hands? He answered and said unto them, Well hath Esaias prophesied of you hypocrites, as it is written, This people honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. For laying aside the commandment of God, ye hold the tradition of men, as the washing of pots and cups, and many other such like things ye do. And he said unto them, Full well ye reject the commandment of God, that ye may keep your own tradition. For Moses said, Honor thy father and thy mother, and whoso curseth father or mother, let him die the death. But ye say, If a man shall say to his father or mother, It is Corban, that is to say, a gift, by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me, he shall be free. And ye suffer him no more to do aught for his father or his mother, making the word of God of none effect through your tradition, which ye have delivered, and many such like things do ye. And when he had called all the people unto him, he said unto them, Hearken unto me every one of you, and understand. There is nothing from without a man that entering into him can defile him. But the things which come out of him, those are they that defile the man. If any man have ears, let him hear. And when he was entered into the house from the people, his disciples asked him concerning the parable. And he said unto them, Are ye so without understanding also? Do ye not perceive that whatsoever thing from without entereth into the man, it cannot defile him? Because it entereth not into his heart, but into the belly, and goeth out into the draught, purging all meats. And he said, That which cometh out of the man, that defileth the man. For from within, out of the heart of man, proceed evil thoughts, adulteries, fornications, murders, thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lasciviousness, and evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. All these evil things come from within and defile the man. And from thence he arose and went into the borders of Tyre and Sidon, and entered into an house, and would have no man know it, but he could not be hid. For a certain woman whose young daughter had an unclean spirit heard of him, and came and fell at his feet. The woman was a Greek, a Syrophoenician by nation, and she besought him that he would cast forth the devil out of her daughter. But Jesus said unto her, Let the children first be filled, for it is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it unto the dogs. And she answered and said unto him, Yes, Lord, yet the dogs under the table eat of the children's crumbs. And he said unto her, For this saying, Go thy way, the devil is gone out of thy daughter. And when she was come to her house, she found the devil gone out, and her daughter laid upon the bed. And again, departing from the coasts of Tyre and Sidon, he came unto the Sea of Galilee, through the midst of the coasts of Decapolis. And they bring unto him one that was deaf, and had an impediment in his speech, and they beseech him to put his hand upon him. And he took him aside from the multitude, and put his fingers into his ears, and he spit and touched his tongue. And looking up to heaven, he sighed and saith unto him, Ephphatha, that is, be opened. And straightway his ears were opened, and the string of his tongue was loosed, and he spake plain. And he charged them that they should tell no man. But the more he charged them, so much the more a great deal they published it. And they were beyond measure astonished, saying, He hath done all things well. He maketh both the deaf to hear and the dumb to speak.
Okay, thank you. That was Mark 7, and we will be back again soon. Thank you.